Get Out There Outdoors is proud to represent the following. You can find them all on Facebook. Wall hangers. Display that European mountain pride. MWD Outdoors. Make them take a dirt nap. A to Z Game Calls. Specializing in custom slate calls. Prime One Camo. Be the Predator. Deer Tracks Plaques for some top quality displays. Hey guys, we're talking about mock scrapes here a little bit. They are an alternative to hunting over a real scrape. A lot of times we can take a mock scrape and twist it a little bit more in our favor and make the conditions a little more favorable for us to harvest. That's kind of the reasoning behind a mock scrape. So with the mock scrape itself, we want to go ahead and establish our stand location, the tree that we're going to hang our stand in. Then we can go ahead and create our mock scrape accordingly. Because we want that licking branch to be facing directly towards our stand. This is going to give us the greatest opportunity to harvest an animal at the site. It's going to give us the best shot opportunity. It'll also give that animal an entry and exit direction in our favor, because we're going to have pretty much a broadside shot when they're coming in or when they're leaving. You can take that limb or have that limb going directly away from you to try, and then you can use that tree a little bit as cover between you two. But you're also going to have to do a little bit more work or have a little bit more of a perfect setup to where you'll have a couple shooting lanes to where you can catch that animal coming in or leaving that site as well. So preferably I like to have that limb aimed directly at me. I like my licking branch to be about 7-8 foot long. That way it has a lot of flexibility. So if you happen to be lucky enough to have a mature animal in the area, it doesn't just snap the limb off on you, and then it kind of ruins your setup on you real quick. I like that limb to come off of the tree itself about 7 or 8 foot high. The way it kind of drops down into their zones about that 4 foot range. And that'll give that limb a lot of bounce, flexibility. And if it's a naturally growing limb and it doesn't come down quite that far, you can grab it and bend it down, bring it down to that zone. Directly below that limb there, we're going to have just to clean off a big patch there, about 3 or 4 foot circle. Make sure all the leaves and grass and limbs and twigs and all that kind of stuff is cleared out of the area, so there's nothing but there, pretty much bare dirt. I like to throw a little scent down at then. I always use I normally use an active scrape. A lot of places you can get away with just using a little bit of urine, just something to draw a little bit of attention to it. If your setup is nice, they will go ahead and they will use it anyway, even with no scent at all. If the setup is very presentable and in a nice location, the chances are they'll go ahead and start using it right off the bat. If you're in an area where you're kind of expecting some rain, maybe the next couple days or something, you can hang a drip bag above that, and that drip bag will keep the area refreshed for a couple of days and give it a lot more of a chance to get things going. Like I said earlier, with your biggest starter, your biggest concern is going to be that licking branch. That's going to be the biggest challenge on creating a mock scrape. If you're in an area that you don't have any limbs around that that you can use, that's no big deal. You can go and cut a limb off a tree, nail it to an existing tree or something. You tie it up or zip tie it, whatever, to get it, to use it. It'll be fine. You can even go as far as cutting a big old limb out of a tree or something and digging a hole and burying it in the ground, sticking it in the ground there. Those are also options too. Put it out in the middle of a field, 20 foot, 20 yards or so off the field edge, where it's kind of out there isolated by itself. Those can be really productive. So anyway, guys, that's kind of a general setup, general idea as to how a mock scrape is set up. If you guys have any questions, comments, or anything, please leave them down below. Hit us up on Facebook if you would like. If you have any ideas for future videos, throw them at me. This scrape series or videos I'm kind of putting together was from a photo of a gentleman that requested them. So that pretty much wrap that part of it up. So you'll have fun to get out there.